But let me go ahead and move on to topic number 6. This is a big one right here. A lot of people have been talking about it this past week. So much to say, so many quotes. And that is, we're talking about Disney Plus, specifically a star as one of these Disney Plus shows from The Mandalorian. It's no longer going to be on there. And that's title number 6 with Gina Carano. She has been fired from The Mandalorian. She's out of there, man. And you know, there's a lot of opinions on this, but I got the report. Right here from Variety. Mandalorian star Gina Carano under fire for controversial social media posts. Update: Lucasfilm fired Gina Carano on Wednesday night after Mandalorian star shared several controversial social media posts. Cara, who plays Cara Dune on both seasons of Disney Plus The Mandalorian, going at backlash on social media Wednesday after sharing several controversial posts on her Instagram story. Carano shared the post on her story late Tuesday night. One of the posts she shared compared today's divided political climate to Nazi Germany. And I have the quote right here. Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that even different from hating someone from their political views? The post, which was originally made on different Instagram account, read. The last part was crazy as hell. But I forgot who I went to first last time, so if I got it mixed up, I'm sorry. But Larry, I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think about this, man? What you think?
I'm glad she got fired. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When you are in a position where you are making a crap ton of money on a very successful franchise, shut up. You could go have a dinner if you need to talk about all your political views, host a dinner party. You know, don't get on Twitter and say things making comparisons to Nazi Germany. First of all, you're in Hollywood. Hollywood is filled with Jewish people. And if you want to start making Nazi Germany and Jewish comparisons, nothing good is going to come of that. Even if you say something that might actually be true and accurate, the likelihood that somebody takes it out of context and it becomes misconstrued is likely and is not going to turn out in your favor. So just don't go there. I mean, the reality of it is that she's up there. She's been spewing all kinds of nonsense, talking about anti-mask stuff and anti-vaxxer stuff, and she was retweeting stuff about Stop the Steal. She's one of those Trumponian idiots. And when you're up there, and you know, when you're up there and you're promoting all kinds of ridiculousness, and you're employed by a so-called family-friendly network, you can't afford to say that kind of stuff. And then she wants to go on and make some comment about she has some other project in the works and they can't cancel us if we don't let them.
I'm gonna get there.
This is the thing. It's not cancel culture. It is consequence culture. If you say craziness, there are consequences. You have the freedom to say whatever you want to say, right, but there are consequences for saying it. Right. I can say whatever I want to say, and people can say, you know what? We don't like this dude. He's a lunatic, and we're going to unsubscribe from his channel. There are consequences to your words. It's not cancel culture. It's consequence culture, and she had to suffer the consequences of saying something completely ridiculous.
So she wanted to say in another photo on Carano's story, returned a person with several cloths, mask covering their entire face and head. The caption said, "Meanwhile, in California." Both posts were removed from Carano's Instagram story Wednesday afternoon, including a quote saying, "Expecting everyone you encounter to agree with every belief or view you hold is fucking wild." And no one said, and one saying Jeff Epstein didn't kill himself. Here's my thing on this. It's not even what she said. Disney asked her repeatedly to stop for months. This wasn't just like a one-time thing. You know, and they just, was just, shotgun at the knee and just, hey, you're out of here without any warning. They were asking her and asking her and asking her, okay, hey, You know, we know it's freedom of speech. You know, we may feel different, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we're employing you. You're causing us a bunch of trouble, a bunch of controversy, a bunch of stuff that we don't want to have to deal with. You know, you're entitled to feel the way you want to feel, but please, you know, just chill out or whatever. And she kept agreeing to do so. But she kept going back. Now, before I give it to you, Mr. One Take Big Dog, she was also let go from UTA. UTA has also dropped the actor who will no longer be part of the Star Wars trilogy. Gina Carano, do I have that quote right here? Yeah, Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future, a Lucasfilm spokesperson said in a statement. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. They have been looking for a reason to fire her for 2 months, and today was the final straw. A source with knowledge of Lucasfilm's thinking tells the Hollywood Reporter. One Take Big Dog, what do you think about all this, sir?
She fumbled the bag. That's the whole. She fumbled the bag. You got it. You finna get your own spinoff.
Man.
Tie them up to the point to whether you know you're gonna get paid and then say what you got to say. Like, you know, she fumbled the bag. That's all.
Yeah. She fumbled the bag, man. I couldn't have.
It's crazy.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And she must think that there's all kinds of jobs out there for broad-shouldered women in Hollywood. I mean, come on, man. I mean, let's just be real. You found yourself in a role that is perfect for your physique, and there's not a lot of them out there.
Right.
There's just not. And you went and screwed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. She really did. I got something else right here. You know, for the trans community, you know, instead of people are trying to put their pronouns on our profile, and she put beep, bop, boop, kind of mocking them. And she said, Carano later removed the words after she said that she spoke to her Mandalorian co-star Pedro Pascal. He helped me understand why people were putting them in the bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. I won't be putting them in my bios, but good for you all who chose to do so. I stand against bullying, especially those with vulnerable, and I support freedom to choose, she wrote at the time. Now, what's even crazy is
that's so bogus.
She's trying to fire back. Gina Carano hits back, announced his new movie project with Ben Shapiro. I can't stand that guy. But Ben Shapiro is Daily Wire. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. So apparently she don't give a damn. Exclusive, less than 24 hours after her explosive ouster from Star Wars series The Mandalorian for incendiary social media posts, Gina Carano has hit back at her detractors and revealed a new movie project she is making with conservative website The Daily Wire. And I have that right here. Carano told The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have only just begun using my voice, which is new, now freer than ever before. I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. That just sounds retarded. But Larry, what do you think about those comments?
I think that these people out there that are talking about cancel culture just need to realize that if you say things that go against what the social norm is and what people think are politically acceptable, you run the risk of having to suffer the consequences of your words and your actions. And as far as cancel culture is concerned, if people simply say, if you keep her on, we won't buy your product. And if they say, look, and what happens is that advertisers will advertise with companies and people will say, oh, this advertiser supports that person. Don't support that advertiser's products. Don't buy Johnson & Johnson. Don't buy Procter & Gamble. Don't buy this. Don't buy that. And what happens is those companies realize, holy crap, this person is not worth it. And so they go, and eventually what happens is they will go tell them. So, you know, maybe it's McDonald's. McDonald's will go and they will directly say, if you don't get this person off of this show, we are going to pull all of our ad dollars. No, we're not talking about all of our ad dollars for this show. We are going to pull all of our ad dollars, period. Right. And then they have no choice. They're like, well, we can't afford to lose a big client like that. And we've seen that happen before with big companies like McDonald's, like Coca-Cola, like PepsiCo. They've all have done it at times. And so the reality of it is you don't have the right, you have the right to say whatever you want. You don't get to say whatever you want without repercussions. That's what it is.
I got some other quotes.
But just understand there's going to be issues with it. And if she thinks that she is going to get the budget and the technical, staff and everybody else that she needs from the Daily Wire, from their funding to make a project that's going to be anywhere on the same caliber that Disney was making with The Mandalorian, she's being utterly ridiculous.
Well, she's happy.
She's going to be to a graduate student film.
She says, we could not be more excited to be working with Gina Carano, an incredible talent dumped by Disney and Lucasfilm for offending the authoritarian Hollywood left. This is what Daily Wire exists to do, provide an alternative not just for consumers, but creators who refuse to bow down to the mob, said Daily Wire co-founder Shapiro. We're eager to bring Gina's talent to Americans who love her, and we're just as eager to show Hollywood that if they want to keep canceling those who think differently, they'll just be helping us build the X-Wing to take down the Death Star, he added. God, these people. Anyway, I'll take what you got. What you got?
Man, I don't know, man. I
feel you.
You got it.
I mean, you think about the timing of this. She's saying all this stuff, and this is right when they had the Capitol insurrection. People were not tolerating this crap. They were like, "Nah, this chick's got to go. She's just got to go."
Now, right on. Now, last thing on this topic, a lot of fans have been saying they want Mandalorian fans call on Lucasfilm to replace Gina Carano with Lucy Lawless, who was Xena, Warrior Princess. I'm down with this. I mean, I didn't watch every episode of Xena back in the 90s or whatever, but it was a cool show. OneTakeBigDog, you know who Lucy Lawless is?
I do, because I used to watch Xena, but I was young, so I can barely remember. So I love it though.
Yeah. What you think? What you think, Larry? You cool with that?
I like Xena. I like her. My only concern is that she might be a little bit too old for the role.
I got you.
I don't know. I mean, maybe she'll do fine. Not that I'm the biggest fan of hers, but I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Ronda Rousey in there. I mean, she's coming from the same sort of place that Gina Carano did, as far as an MMA fighter and sort of being that rough and tumble type of chick.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she's been acting more and more, so her acting skills have been getting better. I mean, maybe that could work. I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, Ronda Rousey's not some right-wing lunatic that I've known. So, I mean,
I got you. Well, as far as I feel on this, I don't care. I mean, I'm not a fan of Gina Carano. I don't have anything against her. I just was never a fan. I'm indifferent. So if they want to replace her, I mean, she's gone. It doesn't bother me at all. They can replace her with anybody. If they want to replace her with Lucy Lawless, that's perfectly fine with me.